Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, Rightmove came out this week and reported the auspicious and utopia world of a full house. In the world of property, that means that simply prices are rising in every single region of the UK, and their demand is up with every single sector. And that those sectors include first-time buyers, second steppers, and what we call top of the ladders. So first-time buyers, I'm sure you all know what that is. Second steppers, you've bought your first house, you now want to get your next one. You might want parking, an extra bedroom. You've got on the property ladder, but now you want a bit more from your property. And top of the ladders, you're getting to your absolute, you've got to your best property, and now you're looking to sort of come down it. So every single sector up, which is that illustrious full house, as we call it in the industry. And prices up 1.8% in October alone. That's the biggest increase since 2015. And sales agreed. In September, they were 15.2% up compared to September in 2019, which we would class as a normal market, was pre-pandemic. So sales agreed up, demand high. That's obviously making those prices hold. When you have more of someone wanting to buy something that you have available, then that's what makes prices go up. So people who are nervous about selling their property, then this is a great time to sell. If you're a seller, you will get a phenomenal price. And what it's being shown is that power buyers continue to rule the roost. That's a bit of a conundrum for you if you're not sure whether you want to sell. The reality is, unless you get on with it, you're probably never going to sell, because there are so many other buyers in better positions than you. So 87% of sales agreed, reported from most estate agency offices, went to buyers who were already in a position to proceed. So if you miss out on that first bloom of when a property goes to market, you're really crossing your fingers that you can get your property to market and get in a position to proceed quick enough to secure it. So it's a real dilemma. Do I go to market when I haven't found it, or I wait to see what I like? It's something I advise on all the time. If you want any advice on that, please do let me know. Rental demand also up. Interestingly, Bristol seeing a 7-time increase in demand from tenants, and the cities are showing good rental growth. Every of the major cities except for London has shown phenomenal growth, and even London is up on an average so far this year. It's looking at a positive plus market. So rental market going really well. So what's my one kind of thought about what all this might mean? Well, interest rates. There's a lot in the news at the moment. We're expecting a rise on base rate by the end of the year. Base rate's currently at 0.1%, historically phenomenally low. And it's the main rate that all the big lenders look to set their interest rate, set by the Bank of England, but used as a tool to control inflation. When inflation is starting to ramp away, they rise interest rates to try and control that inflation. And inflation is starting to look like it's starting to go, isn't it? So we're expecting a 0.25 or 0.25% rise by the end of the year, and probably 2 more at least next year, probably one in the beginning of the year and one later on in probably August time. But my prediction, I think there'll be more than that, or there'll be bigger rises. So anybody who's looking at a mortgage at the moment, my advice to you is lock in now. There are some phenomenal fixed rate deals out there at really, really low interest rates. So crack on and get a good rate now if you can, because I think rates will definitely be rising. And that's often because, quite simply, property is a really good hedge against inflation. I've mentioned this before. What does that mean? It means that in an inflationary environment, property will hold its value. Very different to sitting in cash, where quite simply, if you're being paid an interest rate of, say, 1%, but inflation is sitting at 3%, your pound will buy less chocolate bars tomorrow than it does today. It's your interest rate you're getting paid is not keeping pace with that inflation. Property hedges against that. It does keep pace with inflation. Obviously, it's highly illiquid as an asset. You can't buy chocolate bars with property unless you sell it, but it will keep pace of that. And interestingly, a phenomenon that happened, we saw last month, which might be an indication that people are going to property, was that buy-to-let landlords between the ages of 60 to 64 had a huge increase on entering the market. There were far more in that age sector buying buy-to-let properties than ever before. And that might be because they are getting very, very low rates on their cash held in their banks. and looking at property as a good, safe investment. It obviously gives you a great yield, your income return, the rent that a tenant pays you, and you often get capital growth as well. So combining that all together, it's a pretty wise investment for that. Of course, they might also be entering the market because the pandemic has brought forward redundancy or early retirement, a change of lifestyle, other reasons, but I reckon it's probably as well because you're looking at what your returns you're getting on cash. With base rates so low, you will be getting very low returns and property looks attractive. So there we are, a good sum up across all the kind of bits and pieces that are going on in the market at the moment. Well, I'm sure we've all seen that lovely moon display at Calverley Park. Wasn't it fabulous? Absolutely wonderful. Went down there on Saturday evening. So wonderful to see so many families just sitting and enjoying and looking at it. Got a great picture of the big moon and the little moon, which of course is the big moon in the distance. And it was really good to see actually. The Green Flag 2021 award came out last week. It looks to be the benchmark or gold standards of how our green spaces should be managed and run. And interestingly, quite a few of our parks in Tunbridge Wells made it onto that list. Calverley Park first, which I've already mentioned, the wonderful Denorland Park, the Grosvenor and Hilbert Rec, the St John's Park, the Grove, very near to where I live, lovely little park, and the Woodbury Park Cemetery even. So they all got the Green Flag Award, and that's a sign of what wonderful green spaces we have around us. Well, finally, to end with a property that I've launched to market. It's a really lovely 3 or 4 bedroom end of townhouse in the Royal Wells Park, so a Bartley Homes development. It's got a lovely quiet location in the park. I really, really like it about this one. It's quite unusual. Set round the back, overlooks green spaces. A little pathway will cut you down. You could be in Marks and Spencer's in about 7 minutes, I reckon. But when you're back in your home, it's really peaceful, beautifully presented, and on a guide price of $825,000. If you'd like to find out more about that one, do give us a call. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.